Alright, well, so now what? We're just going to skip the break, by the way. Just going to go straight for the last hour, and then we'll be done.
Alright.
Alright,
Well, what the hell is all
so
this
Lina's
anyway?
sitting at the table. Now, well, you guys got half an hour, so we got to make this quick. Because then we got to go for Sains. Okay, so Lina's sitting at the table, and Estrio's sitting there. What is Estrio? You can tell he's kind of in shock. Like he didn't expect to be back here. Or any of this. Or the reception. Or any of that. Just none of it is, And it's like, I can hear his thoughts, I can hear Estrio's thoughts. He doesn't want to be here. Well, that's too bad. Because he's never gonna leave here.
Oh, shit.
It's like, you'll come around to being my husband sooner or later.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
This.
It's like, I take it you disapprove, Father.
Yeah. He's a stupid barman.
It's like, well, what do you care? I mean, you've never been a part of my life anyway. What does it matter what decisions I make? Just as you don't care about my decisions, I don't care about your decisions.
How is that so? Are those your words specifically?
It's like, so far, yes.
Huh. So I can do anything and she will not care.
It's like, well, not anything. If it threatens my domain or anything I hold, then I'll have to kill you.
Huh. Interesting offer.
It's like, you would do the same. If I threatened any of your holdings, you would declare war on my nation in a heartbeat.
Would I?
It's like, yes. I know you well
So
enough
sure.
that you enjoy the violence, and you also enjoy it when your enemies cause it, not when you're responsible.
Wow. There's only one way to know.
It's like, or I could just do nothing, and simply
Or
let
you
you
can do
make the
that.
first move and then destroy it when you do.
Huh. I'm really tempted to bring my entire
It's like,
army
anyway,
here just
let's
for the
not.
shits and
It's like,
giggles.
anyway, let's not waste time. We can posture all day about who's going to do what, but I'll wait till it actually happens. I will believe it when I see it.
Huh. Can I rise my army here?
Like you said, she is a master shapeshifter. She knows if you try and infiltrate her people.
Oh, it will not be an infiltration.
All right, anyway, so that's besides the point. That's for later. Okay, so what is her prerogative? Hold on, let me. If the dice would roll, which would be nice if it did it today. There we go.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually it will roll. So it's so she pretty much sees this is going to happen, and that's not even if he doesn't want it. So Estrio has not said a word. Normally he's very happy-go-lucky, but now he's like very dour, very just. You can tell he's not having a good time.
Well, fuck, man. Grow a pair. Say something.
Is that what you say out loud?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Shit.
so like, I kind of regret that I ever slept with this woman. And so Lina's got an evil grin, and it's like, oh, it's too late for regrets. You made the commitment. Now you're just gonna have to live with it, or you could die. Take your pick.
Are there any guards inside here?
She doesn't have guards in the main area yet. I mean, but she can have them called in from outside. They're not that far away.
Yeah, no, of course.
I'd
Just
turn
just
to
asking.
Seven and say, how old is she?
You don't want to know.
And so she just answers it. It's like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, but she looks like she's 25 or more. At least 25 to 30.
Mm-hmm.
So
See?
it's like, oh, but age is a relative term. That's just how many times you've been in years on here. And that doesn't account. That accounts for natural people who are born and grow at a natural rate. But it's like, me and my father, we don't age naturally. We age how we want to age. We're no slaves to time.
Join the club.
Okay, so
Still slaves to death.
it's like, you are different. You age longer. but that still means you age. You're still bound to the natural laws, despite everything.
Yeah, of course.
No, that's
I'm the
Annabelle.
special
She's
one.
talking about Annabelle.
Well, I kind of age forward and then back and then forward and then back. It's really
It's like
confusing.
it's still aging though. It's still you're bound to. You can't control it. It simply happens.
Well, I set it up in the first place. But
Okay, so it's like meh, and it's like she shrugs. It's like okay. She lost interest.
shrug.
Well, it's like so. I take it that your payment was not enough. Why else would you be here?
Curiosity, perhaps?
It's like about what?
This.
And it's like, and why is this curious to you?
Because it's a little odd.
And so like she's just going through the whole motion. It's like, and why is that?
Because subjectively I find this odd.
Okay, it's like and.
And an explanation would probably clarify.
It's like, and she sighs, and then she looks at Astrio, and Astrio looks back, and he sighs, and it's like, I guess I'll have to explain it then.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So it's, well, the simplicity is, I needed genetics in order for me to age this way. In order for me to control my aging, I needed the genetics of a normal person. Astrio just happened to fit the bill at the time.
Huh. So, you screwed him for his genetics.
Like more or less.
Huh.
Why do you want him now?
It's like I could have taken any part of him. I mean, I could have dismembered him all I wanted, but I wanted to see. It's like it was a younger time, and she was curious about certain things.
Right.
It's like so I pretty much deceived him. I mean, as you probably used the drinking him under the table trick, didn't you?
Seemed to work.
It's like and she's looking at him, and it's like, you still have that problem, don't you? And so, like, he's kind of getting a little better. He shrugged. He's kind of accepting what's happening. It's like, what can I say? I can't back out from a challenge.
Huh. Seemed to
And
work.
it's like,
and it
oh,
did.
and when have you ever won one of those challenges? And, like, he looks away, and it's like,
Well, he just got unlucky. Extremely.
It's like, no, he's just a fool.
Yeah.
We'll just go with fool. I mean, luck is something, but a fool he will remain.
That's in his genetics.
And remember, he's not even sitting at the table. He's being held like a sack of potatoes. Just
Would
like
you put his ass down? I mean, damn. He's already stuck here.
Yep. What are you saying? Give him his dignity?
Yeah, at least.
Okay. It's like fine, and she just sits him down next to him. Like she can simply hold him by one shoulder. Like she can hold him on one shoulder with one hand, and pick him up and move him about at will. So she's like a chess piece.
Jesus, man.
So like she just puts him down in a chair next to her.
We already embarrassed him
Like-
once.
And it's like, well, what embarrassment is there? I mean, he drank himself into a stupor, got kidnapped, and now he's here. I think embarrassment is gonna be the mainstay of everything.
Hence the point. We should not embarrass him even more.
And so, and she's still smiling. It's like, why do you care? Why are you so much care for this person that you just kidnapped?
There is none, but give the man some fucking dignity.
It's like, why?
Like, for Christ's sake. This one doesn't know anything about marriage, does she?
No, she doesn't, remember? She only knows certain topics through experience.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
turned to
she
Dr.
Like, she
did.
didn't know about sexual intercourse until Estro introduced that, and that's because she tricked him into it.
Yeah, which reminds me, I have to cut his head off, but anyway.
Okay? Well, she's not going to allow that now, because like she said, he's gonna become her husband, and he is going to, let's see, hold on, and it's like, oh, and that reminds me. And she just, like, taps his back, and you can see that his body just jolts.
Oh.
And he just, like, he falls to the table. And he's kind of spasming. Is anybody concerned with any of that?
I find that a little funny, but...
It's like, oh, that's
So
just me.
slowly
It's like,
stop
that's just me
moving.
putting my virus into his body.
Oh. Huh.
How about we play a little game?
It's like,
then?
oh, he'll be fine. I mean,
Let's
he
play a
spent a
little
lot
game.
of his fortune trying to get rid of it, but you really thought that's... He's like looking at you, it's like, you really thought you would get away from me? And from it?
I want
It's
to
like
play a
it's-
game with
Okay.
her.
It's very better good, and it's like, okay, what are you doing? So, you're trying
Play
to...
the-
So you're going to waste 2 charges to do so.
Let's play a game, yeah. See who's better.
Okay, so... She's thinking about it, like she tries, but she's more interested in what's going to happen.
Oh, come on. A little entertainment.
It's like, and she smiles at you, it's like, that's your weakness, isn't it? You can't, it takes 2, if you just do it yourself, it's not as fun as if somebody else tried to stop you.
Well, sort of.
And it's like, I think I have your number now.
Yeah, that's what you think.
So, it's like, oh, by the way, I don't actually have to do anything. Your mind virus is far inferior to mine.
Oh, should we see about that?
Okay, so,
The
and
rules.
like you said, it's pretty much Estria, like, her mind virus will actually eat yours.
Well,
Because
that's
it's
if it
like,
wins.
hers is more predatory than yours.
But, let's see. I want to test my luck.
Okay, so, and it's like Estria just leans back, and he kind of rolls his head, and he looks at Lana. It's like, why do you have to do it like that? And it's like, can't you just ask me? And then Lana's like, where's the fun in that, though?
Ding, ding, ding. She has a
And
weakness.
so, like, Estria's looking at you. It's like, yeah, she's right. It didn't work. Well, yours didn't anyway.
Huh. Oh well.
That's like, why? Because I can't hear your thoughts. Unlike her, I know her thoughts. It's like, let's just say my life just got more complicated. Along with, it's going to get very hectic once you leave.
Oh. Which reminds me.
And so it's like, so do me a favor, and can you go now? So, and like, he's being arrogant now, which is something you've never expected from Estrio. That's like, me and your daughter have a lot of things to catch up on.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
And so, Estrio's just like, he's leaning back in the chair, but you see, like, his arms start to shapeshift.
This man is now fucked.
Yeah. It's like, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. Which one are we gonna do?
Is that even a question?
It's like, hard way it is. And then he just see the tentacle, like, his arm just shoots out, and, like, tentacles come out of his arm.
Oh.
And you have no resistance. So he just picks you, Opry, and Strom up, and he starts, like, pushing you towards the door. And it's like, I don't play your game, Seven. Not anymore. So, like, you guys are outside, and the door's shut.
Well.
Oh.
And so his arm, like, it turns back into an arm. And it's like,
I didn't actually think I'd have to ever do this, but I could use my charges to transform into a big motherfucker.
okay. How many... You used 2 charges to do that mind virus that didn't work.
Which is fine, I have 6 more.
So you have 6. Let me downsize that. So you're going to use all your charges to transform. Is it enough? No. So you'll become big, but you don't have the mass to try and bust that. It's pretty much, that brute strength might not work against her. Because remember, she's a master shapeshifter. So you may
But more
grow
mass
into big
equals more
monster, but
tentacles.
she may be able to simply, like, throw you out.
We can only see after it happens.
Alright, so you really want to transform into a big monster?
Fuck yes.
Alright, so use all 6 charges, and that'll... Now you roll a D... Roll a D. Let's see. High number, low number. Roll a D3. Let's see your size increase. So you go up 2 sizes, so you become a moderately sized creature.
Well, shit.
So what are you going to do, though? Besides, now that you're bigger. Let's see, are the bone guards aren't really concerned with that. It's like, meh, this is the... Like, if their lady is really threatened, they'll care. But this, to them, it's like, you know, they've seen people posture in front of their queen before. And yet have they seen it where she has been beaten. So, like, they're seeing this, but they're just kind of shrugging it off.
I guess I'll beat the bloody door down.
So you just beat the door down.
Yes.
Say,
Hopefully
Opry and
shrapnel
Strom are not going to get involved with this. It's like, this is your battle, this is your crusade, you go and do what you do.
Fuck yes.
And it's like, oh, you're back. And Estrio's like, Estrio and Lana are just kind of lounging now. And Estrio's like, oh, you're back for more, eh?
Oh, actually, I have a question. Did my guy lose his mind when doing that? Because, I mean, he is
100.
implying...
Did you lose your mind? No. So you have
Okay.
control.
Good. Very good.
Okay, so Annabelle, what are you guys gonna? You just gonna get out of the way?
Huh. Good idea.
Okay.
So,
7, why you gotta do this? I mean, come on, man. We're not trying to kill you or anything.
oh, it only makes it fun.
Okay. It's like you and your destructive fun. Well, your adventurers are all that way, so, you know. How do I know? It's because I've been a pub owner for all this time. So what are you trying to
Well,
do?
strangle him
Okay.
with 1,000 tentacles.
So he just, like, he does one sweep and all your tentacles fall off.
Ouch.
That's like, nah, that isn't gonna work on me anymore.
Hmm.
Like, now
Yeah.
Estrio's the one taking the initiative. Lana would normally be doing this, but now he's doing it. And she's, like, doing an entertained clap. Because seeing that now now that he's infected, now that he has all these powers, he's quite powerful.
Round 2? No.
Nope. So what else
Son
did
of
you
a
just
bitch.
try?
Well, I was going to try to jump him.
Okay. So you try to like you're jumping at him?
Well, yeah.
Okay. So you're jumping at him, and he just he simply gets out of the way, and you smash into the table, and the table cracks.
Good, at least they don't have a fucking
And it's
table.
like Estrio, he's like picking you up. D100. Can you resist him picking you up? No.
No.
So it's like, you just messed up my lady's table. And so he's throwing you. Can you land properly? So no. So he didn't even, it takes seconds for him to do it. Like, you hit the table, and he knew you would hit the table, and then he picks you up and throws you a good distance. And it's like, you just messed up my lady's table.
Yeah.
That's like, you know how hard it is to kill a sea dragon? So,
Oh yeah, I don't have a charge for that. Shit.
yeah. You have a you can try, but it'll downsize you by 1 size.
Ah, shit. Never mind. I need the size.
You got to use the biomass to. So Annabelle, what's your opinion? You're basically in the middle of a shapeshifter battle.
I'm watching closely.
Okay, why are you? Okay, so I guess she's gonna do that. She's gonna do that too, just in case she needs to shield you from the shit that's gonna fly your direction.
I'm deliberately making sure she is back.
Oh, okay. So, but that's not. Is she gonna? Hold on, let me roll it. She's not gonna let you. You're trying to push her back out of harm's way, but she wants to stand right there. So she's not gonna let you push her to. She's not gonna let you sideline her. So what are you trying to do now?
Turn his arm into a lance and spear the shit out of him.
Okay, so you charge with a spear, and he just gets out of the way again because you're doing moves of power, but there's really little finesse in it. And Estrio's all about finesse. Even when he was a barkeep, he's all about finesse. So he does that, and do a D100. So, man, he's kicking your ass. Your lance comes forward, and they both, Lana just kind of, she doesn't even move. You're trying to spear him. And the spear, she's looking to the right as the spear. Estrio's he kind of ducks. and then he lashes out with a bladed arm, and it cuts off the lance. It's like, you know, at this rate, you're going to run out of biomass.
Huh. Fill the room with thorns.
Okay,
Thorn tentacles.
so your body's just going to erupt in thorns.
Yep.
So, let's see, what is their resistance? So they're hit by that. Are they damaged, though? They are damaged this time. So your body erupts in thorns, and they're damaged like their armor gets shredded. So, Annabelle, are you hit by that? So, Annabelle, you resisted, and she did not resist. She got hit with all of her armor off. So, Annabelle, you're the only one that got spared the wrath.
Sort of facepalm.
Lena can't move, Estrio can't move.
I do that to,
Okay, so you just reach out and hit her with,
So they can't move. Excellent.
So what are you doing?
Impale the shit out of Estrio and make him into a beautiful tree.
Okay, so, and such is the way that it happens. And Lana just loses her shit at that point. Like, do a D100. So, like, she tries to do a swipe, but you kind of knock it aside.
Counter.
Yeah. Do you counter? It's D100. Okay, what is the counter?
Spear her in the chest.
Okay, nope, no resistance. So you basically just killed the both.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's death, and that's death.
They fucked with the wrong dude.
Okay, so now what? The room is still filled with spikes.
Well, I mean, I can take over her little drones. Since her virus is
They're
gone.
kicking the door down. Like, because they can sense it. They know that something's up, so they see what's happening, and they're all just bursting into the room. All of them have their crossbows drawn.
Can I hijack them through her head?
D100. Can you hijack the whole room full of enemies?
No. Well, I mean, her entire, like,
And Lana
know.
was speared through the head, right?
her chest.
Her chest. And she just, like... You see that her head loll to the side, and then she just grins. And you see her body start to reshift. Like, she kind of just... Like, she reshifts, and she just drops to the floor. And you see that, like, she's slowly rising back up. And all of her, like... She's got a massive hole in her chest, and she's got a massive hole running out to the side where she had to, like, shimmy herself off. I was like, well, that was unpleasant. And she kind of, like, she kind of just tugs on Estrio, who's been, like, turned into a tree of dead flesh. And she just starts moving around, like, she moves her hand over it, and it starts to reassemble itself.
Aww.
And so he's rising to his feet, and it's like, yes, that was very unpleasant.
All that work for nothing.
Yeah. You do a D100. Are you running out of biomass? Yes. So you've gone down a size because you used a lot of biomass to do that attack. It's like, and she just leans over and she looks at the guards and it's like, you can go now. I'm not in any danger. And so as one, they just start leaving. So the captain gives the order, and they all just start going out the door again.
Damn, I should have eaten them.
And it's like, are we gonna do this forever? You do realize you do realize this can only end in one way.
Apparently, it ended in another.
Okay. It's like, you think death is the thing that's gonna stop us? No. Even if you try to devour us, all that's gonna happen is I'll be able to spear you from your insides.
Ooh, that'd be pleasant.
Okay. You likely won't survive it.
Did you just make an innuendo to your own daughter?
Yeah. And it's like, and Estrio just shakes his head, and it's like, and I thought I came up with sick jokes.
Well, incest fun for the
And
whole
it's like,
family.
like Lena turns around and it's like, oh. And she's just like, she's walking towards you, kind of eyeing you. And like, they've completely just turned their backs on Sains and they're going towards you now.
Howdy.
It's like, and she's like, she's getting uncomfortably close and she's like smelling you and stuff. It's like, you smell of old magic. Very ancient.
Yeah.
And it's like, and she offers her hand. It's like, hi, I'm Lena.
Don't do it.
I offer my hand.
Okay.
The last person that was infected that I touched, they got completely uninfected.
It's
So
like, oh, I'm not trying to infect you. I thought we could, work together.
no, as in I might uninfect you.
Well, let's say you're uninfected because I haven't tried to. I don't see the need to.
No, as in I might make you no longer.
Okay. It's like, oh, that's not a problem.
If you say so. And then I offer my hand.
Okay, so, like, she hasn't tried to infect you, nor is she trying to, and it's gonna take more than elemental magic to kill me.
Does it at least harm her in any way?
Her hand basically just falls off. Like, you basically take her hand off, and she separates it from her wrist, and you see that she holds it up and she doesn't have a hand, and then she does kind of a comical shocked look, and then Estrio does a shocked look, and then they just both smile. It's like, oh, my hand, and then they just go into a kind of a laugh.
Is this where you say that give me a hand joke?
It's like, you gotta hand it to her. She's good with handshakes.
Very handy.
This is Estrio. Estrio's just being a smartass now.
Yeah, she seems very handy.
It's like, all right, this is getting out of hand. Let's move on with what we were doing.
Okay, let's just give her a hand and then end.
It's like okay, enough puns for one day. This is Estrio talking.
You can never have enough puns.
It's like, the same proclamation still stands. We'll talk to you later. We'll give you lodging for now, but me and Lena have some catching up to do, and we can't do it with you guys around. So, would you kindly go to your quarters? The guards will lead you to.
Food. That isn't people?
Huh? What do you mean that food that isn't people?
Yes.
It's like, we can promise that. What,
Okay.
you thought we were all cannibalistic?
He is, so...
It's
Shrug.
like, well, the good news is she did not get that part from her father.
Okay.
So that's just, are you going to move on your own, or are you going to let him, move you? So you're just going to kind of shimmy out of the room? Shen, what's Chi's opinion right now? Come on. Chi is like, what the heck just happened?
A family reunion.
Yeah. Did any of that make sense to you?
A little.
Okay. Well, so you're gonna be, and the captain, the same captain is gonna. Are you gonna walk up to him, or is he gonna walk up to you? Which do you want to be?
I don't know. I'm just walking along.
Yeah, the captain's gonna walk up to you, and he's gonna point in a direction, and there's do a D100. I want to see, is it gonna be nice or is it gonna be crappy? It's gonna be the worst possible thing imaginable. So he's pointing at a house, and it looks like a house. It looks more like a shed.
I turn to him and just shake my head.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, that's all we could arrange right now. So you're just gonna have to live with it.
Oh man.
Why don't you take the shack?
So he
and I
just
take
walks
it?
inside and he opens a door, and you see that inside the shack is not as bad. Like, it may look like a shack from the outside, but it's actually a facade. Like, on the inside, it looks just like a hotel room.
It's bigger on the inside.
So, yeah, ironically it is, because it has 2 layers. Like, you see that there's a stairway going downwards. It's like, meh. It's like, we have to make the town... So he's opening up to you saying, we have to make the town look like a shanty, so any bandit that comes here thinks that this place is a rundown heap. No reason to steal from the poor, correct?
You say that as if you're concerned with bandits.
It's like, we are concerned with bandits. Yeah, there's going to always be those smart one or two that we have to outsmart. It's hard to steal something that you can't see.
Not as hard as you think.
I was like, anyway, I'm just here to show you your quarters, so I'll be back to my duties. And the captain just walks away. And it's pretty nice in there. It's like, it's not that bad. Okay, so back to there. Astrio's looking at you, and it's like, so what are we going to do about you?
Well, at least now I approve of him.
Okay. Why?
Well, you can't marry a fucking weakling.
Okay.
That'd be pissantish.
And I was like, and Astrio's, he's looking at you incredulously. He's like, is that what this really was about? It was that I didn't have the strength to marry your daughter? We're not even going to get married.
Or whatever the fuck you people are going to do.
It's like, and then Lena looks at him, it's like, yeah, we are.
There you go.
And it's like, what is it? And it's like, oh, that's news to me. Okay, well, I guess we are getting married. So,
Oh, I guess I gotta retract the thorns and shit.
yeah. So the thorns are still hanging out, and it's just, you regain your biomass. Most of it. But you lose 2 of it. Are you going to shrink, or are you going to stay the same size?
I'll shrink.
Yeah, so you go back to normal size. And it's like, well, unfortunately, I don't think my soon-to-be is going to allow you to leave. I think she wants you to stay around.
And why is that?
If we're going to have a wedding ceremony, we need guests. And I'd like a guest that's not forced to be there. And then Estria's looking at her, and it's like, but you are forcing him to be there.
No, I'll stay. Screw it.
Okay.
Might as well enjoy the party.
And she claps, and it's like, very good. Alright, so if you would kindly go out of this room.
Right.
So
There you go.
Opry and
That's what you get.
Opry and Strom are kind of just standing there, and it's like, well, I guess she didn't kill you. That's good. This is Strom talking. Opry looks happy that you're alive, but Strom's like the same uncaring wench that she's always been. It's like, oh, looks like she didn't kill you. That's good.
Mhm. Of course. Of course.
It's like, when we saw the guards going, we thought that was it. Apparently you're still alive.
And we're going to a wedding party.
And so, like, she's looking at you, and it's like, I wasn't informed of this. And she looks at Opry, and Opry kind of shrugs, like, nobody was informed of this.
There you go. So you better get,
Okay, so,
shit together.
and it's like, nah, but weddings are never my thing. I'll probably just stay with the tank.
Alright then.
So Opry is going to attend that wedding. And what about Frifa? Frifa's not, because she's going to maintain the tank. I mean, that's her prerogative. If you need to get it, it's pretty much, she's thinking ahead. If things go bad, and you need to get out fast, she's got a getaway vehicle ready.
She's the smart one, I suppose.
She's planning ahead. She's very cautious around this place. Around any place, really. Plus, it's her invention. She's not just going to let it get destroyed.
We'll put a lock on it or something.
Alright, so we got 20, and we're going to go over to Sains. We'll pick this up tomorrow if you're available.
Should be, I think. I hope.
Keywords. Because we thought that today, but then it's like, oh, can you go get these groceries for me?
Yeah.
Thanks,
this
guys.
happened. It was quick.
But still, it's like, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
You know I was busy on this day.
I made it.
Okay, so Sains, you have to try and get pay out of the city without them seeing you. So you walk in and immerses in there with pay, and it's like the Black Flight briefed me. I take it you're going to take pay out of the city.
I don't know who to trust anymore. So
Wait, what?
I'm just really untrusty of any black dragons right now at this
Okay.
moment.
That's like good. It's like I see you don't trust me. Good. You're not supposed to. So it's like, but it's like you don't have to trust the Black Flight. You just have to obey his commands.
Oh, but I am by not trusting you. Oh,
Okay. And it's like, well, that's up to. It's like I'm just here to. I was just briefed by him just not to get in your way. I wasn't about. That's like the rest is up to you. And Pei is unconscious. I mean, she's not moving. She's breathing, but she's not moving. So it's like I don't know how you're gonna get her out, but that's down to you now.
find a way.
Hmm?
I'll find a.
You'll find a way. Alright, so he's walking out, and he gets to the door, and then he kind of half turns. It's like, oh, by the way, a friend of yours arrived. I think you have a lot of catching up to do. And so he opens the doors and he heads out.
Who the hell is that friend?
It's a good question. Do a D100. Yeah, so... And, you hear a familiar voice. It's like, this place is pretty dry, isn't it?
Oh, Fico.
It's like, yes, who else would it be?
I don't know, maybe someone else.
It's like, what, you were expecting more hostile faces in this land filled with hostile faces? I'm so surprised. And a little hurt.
Well, I certainly wasn't expecting you.
It's like, yeah, nobody expects me. I just gotta pop up randomly. Nobody really cares. It's like, so if I had to guess... So it's like, he's getting close, and then you see he just goes quiet. And he's like, he presses an ear to her stomach. And it's like, oh. So this is serious business.
Yes, it is.
It's like, well, where do you want to go? Like, you could see all the humor that he usually displays is gone. It's like, well, where do you want to go?
Out of here to a place where she doesn't get any unwanted attention.
It's like, then we better take her back to our place. I mean, if she goes back to Safe Haven, they're likely going to want to find her. And I think they have a bounty on her head now. I'm not really sure. I just know that Safe Haven would not be the safest place to be.
Probably.
So, and he's like, you could see his hands are moving and he's casting a lot faster. Like, he was casual with the last time. Now that this is under a time limit, he's got to cast faster. It's like, it's going to take me a little effort to break through all the wards on this place. So I need you to buy me some time.
Sure.
It's like, what do you got in mind?
Well...
Okay, do a
This
D100.
might work.
Are you lucky or are you unlucky? Let's find out. Did you roll a dice or is it frozen?
I
No,
did.
you did. You are unlucky. Great. So do another D100. Are you able to see what's coming? So you're able to intercept. So remember that vent you opened? Do you remember that vent? That
yes.
vent also opened. You see that vent starting to move and open, and you see like there's black drakes coming out of there. It's like, remember that part where I said buy you time? I need you to buy me some time. So there's like 3 of them, and they're crawling out of the vent and they're drawing their blades and moving forward. So are they trying? Can you stop them before they reach Pei, or will they get around you? Let's see what happens. That's a yes. So you kind of block, like they're trying to move past you, but you're blocking them. So, are you able to resist an attack? So you roll a d100. Okay, so you are. So they're trying to, like, they just go straight for strikes. One of them misses. One of them, let's see. Two of them miss because you're just deflecting attacks, but the third one hits, so you have to do a defensive maneuver. So what do you got? You got. I think you're you don't have a defensive maneuver. What's your armor class again? What's hit defense? What is your armor class?
I'm gonna try this.
Okay.
Yes, it works.
You're gonna try athletics. What are you trying to do with your athletics? Though?
Because of this.
Oh, you have medium. Yeah, because that's more damage to medium armor. Okay, so you use your defense. What does it do? Or you use athletics to do what exactly? Like, are you picking them up and throwing them, or are you...
I'm blocking his strike with my sword. At least one of them.
You can't use your swords because this is an athletics. This is not a parry.
Yeah, but I have my sword in my hands.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
That's
you can...
just...
Athletics means, like, you put your sword on kind of a reverse position, or you're using your hand to do something. So it's rather you're grabbing his wrist or you're grabbing his arm and you're just stopping its motion.
Yeah,
And throwing it back.
that works.
Yeah, so you got to remember, athletic, like parry is with blade on blade,
Yeah,
and
well.
athletics is for you using your physical arms and stuff. Or you're kicking. You can kick also. So
Probably gonna do the
So yeah, you
blocking
threw.
with my
You pretty
arm
much
and
threw his
kicking
arm.
him.
Are you spinning him around, or are you like throwing him? What are you doing?
Throwing him.
Okay, so you just grabbed him by the arm, and then you put your
This
other
way.
hand, like your left hand is grabbing his blade, his dagger arm, and your other hand is like pushing him forward, so he like falls on his back. How hard are we hitting? Do a D100. How hard are we? Not that hard, so he like falls down, but he doesn't get rammed into a wall. How's Fico doing? It's like, alright, I'm almost there. You just need to buy me a little more time.
Alright.
Let's see. Check your defenses. So you go into focus mode and check your... Now you have never missed, so it's not going to matter. So you're going to buy the time. They're going to try to... They're pretty much going to unleash everything on you now that they see that you're almost done. But it gets to the point like they're doing no damage to you. Because you're able to. Can you knock... Do a D100. Can you just knock them all out? No. So they're fighting desperately to try to get by you. Your guys are blocking their way. What about Oso? Oso is doing pretty well. Also, she's parrying strikes. She's not using her parry offensively. Like, she doesn't want to kill anyone. It would look bad if you killed any of the drakes here, because they might just be doing their jobs. Or they might be renegades. You don't know, but you can't take the chance of killing one in case they're not renegades.
Especially not in here.
Yeah, especially not in the middle of their city. So, what's Fico? Come on. I don't know why it does that. I gotta figure that out. Probably because it's a weekend. So, Fico doesn't even wait for a reply. He does a hand motion and you get pulled back to where they are. And you, you hear the words, this might be disorienting.
Well,
D100, are you disoriented? So you are disoriented. Because 1 second you're here, the next second you just moved across the map to the other side of the world. So, how's your like? Are you physically ill? Are you not physically ill? How are you feeling? So you are not physically ill. So like you're knocked forward though, because like 1 second you're there, next second you're not. So you're home, ish. And it's like it's a good thing that Arrow found me when he did. I didn't think I could have got you out otherwise. It's like, but I bet that. So he's walking next to you. It's like, but I think the Black Dragons are going to learn that they're underneath their city is not rune warded now. In a way, Annabelle did lead, and it's like You know, it's not Annabelle's fault. She was Paige just found a way through, and I guess they were looking for her. But now they're going to seal that hole, and I don't think spirits can get in there now.
We need a place to hide her.
And it's
Right.
like, oh, there
At
nobody
any time.
comes here. Not even the black dragons.
We
And
have a
plus, it's
freaking
like, and plus,
tunnel
it's like he's
opening.
looking. It's like, look at all the defenders you have to keep her safe. There's just, you see the two squads of, are they nearby? Yeah. So you see the two squads of the undead headless soldiers, and they're just kind of they nod with their heads like lanterns. It's kind of weird because they don't put their heads on their shoulders. They hold their heads like basketballs.
Well,
So they kind of like the captain just puts his head up and he just nods it, and then he puts his head back in the crook of his arm.
where's the most safe place then?
Okay, it's like let me take care of that, and she's like kind of making her float and moving her. And then Fico's like, "Oh, do you realize what she is now?" No.
Let's see. Apparently I
It's
do.
like, well, I'm going to be blunt. She's pregnant, and she's likely going to give birth to a very powerful dragon.
Oh,
And I don't think, and it's like, I don't think the black dragons are going to approve of that.
they didn't approve of me either, so...
And it's like, well, in a way they did. I mean, here she is, and here you are. Protecting over a legacy that's supposed to survive that they're going to try to assassinate. In a way they do trust you, but in a way they don't. It's natural. People do that.
There are
But
a
anyway,
few
she
that
needs
trust me.
rest. Maybe she'll be able to
Yeah.
move later, but she's going to have struggle moving. I mean,
Probably.
so, and like Fico's taking her away. Pico's basically going to be watching over her himself. So, what's oops, wrong one. So he's gonna play. What was Teishos again? Do you guys
What was
remember what
what?
Teishos was?
I don't...
Okay, yeah, you really need to learn your people. It's like you have all these new allies.
Just one thing, Fico is 2 times on the map.
Okay, we'll get rid of the.
I
get rid of
can't.
the other one. You have that headhunter that you saved.
Hmm.
The one who's honor bound to now stay with you. After you killed his people, but you know he was freed from his madness, so now he's. So then you have the armor whips. Okay, so you're pretty much safe, and you did everything you needed to do. What are we now? So where are you gonna go now? So and
I'm gonna have my weapon upgraded.
hold up. So that's immediate. Yeah, that's your first thought. Just go get your weapon upgrade.
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm on his page too.
Yeah, Snakeface, like
Upgrade that
Snakeface,
shit.
just walks over, just kind of slithers over. It's like you have interesting adventures. Let me get this straight.
Always.
You now sire children. And also is the first to jump forward. Is like, no. He did not get that lady pregnant. It's like, I see. Such a pity. But maybe a good thing.
I just lean in and whisper in his ear, it's like, even if I would have wanted it, I wouldn't have been able to.
It's like, never say never. That's his words.
True.
So, well, it's too late now, and the lady's already pregnant. I don't think you can make her more pregnant. It's like, but then he kind of slithers in his face is at your level. It's like, but even I can sense the child's power. You consort with very dangerous things. What manner of
Always.
creatures will hunt him?
Probably the entirety of the dragon race.
It's like,
Just like they did
not
with me.
very good omen. Well, I mean, what do we have to fear? And it's like he's looking around. It's like, most of us are dead anyway. What do we have to fear from the living? And, and then he kind of ponders a little bit, and his tail like goes under his chin in a pondering motion. And it's like, maybe we do have to fear, because she is not a ghost. It's like, oh, but for... And like he kind of like taps your head with his tail. It's like, oh, but worry not. We'll do everything we can to protect her. You need not worry about it.
Well, you are not a ghost either, so...
Okay. It's like, oh, but I can deal with being killed. I've lived a good life.
Hmm.
And plus, watch this. And then like he kind of does a clicking with his throat, and you see one of those what the hell are these called? It's called a carnage trap. It's an adult. It's a larger one, and it can move. It's supposed to be a plant, but it can move. It's like, I've learned how to tame them. All you need to do is feed them. I think most animals are like that in this land. You just
That's
feed
what
them,
I
and they'll
did to get
follow
them
your
here.
every wish.
I did to get them here.
Okay.
So...
And so he's telling it to sit, and it sits, and he's like petting it with his tail. Yeah, it's kind of like a dog. It's got its tongue lolling out, and it's like rolling. And it's like, they
well.
look like hostile creatures, but they're actually very nice when you get to know them.
As long as they don't let any black dragon
It's
get
like,
in
oh,
here.
they know who to kill. That's their prerogative, after all.
Let's just hope so.
Okay. So, and then this thing walks back. But you should rest now. You've probably been through a lot in that city. But tell me, now I'm curious. It's like he's leaning forward again. It's like, now I'm curious. What did you see in there? What is it like in that city?
They have really advanced technology. That's the one thing I got out of that, and
Okay.
they're xenophobic mostly.
It's like, a pity. It would have been nice if they shared, but I take it that's how they got where they were, because they didn't share.
Probably.
It's like, very well, I've held you long enough. And then he just kind of slithers away.
Oh, I'm gonna upgrade my weapon.
Okay, so you're gonna go for a weapon upgrade. So you go straight to the blacksmith. And, this time Fico's not around to guide it, so... Let's see, what do we got? So, what are you gonna do?
Upgrade my bow.
No, besides that, I mean, like, how are you gonna give it to them? Because remember, we gotta go through the whole motions. It's like, okay, you want them to upgrade your bow, but, you gotta give them the bow first.
I hand them the bow,
Okay, so you just hand it to them, and then it's just, what does it go into floating? Yeah, then it just goes in the same thing as last time, it just floats. And it starts
guess they'll see
disassembling
them.
itself. And, you see that the core is kind of losing a little bit of its flame. So, and they're a little disturbed by that. Like, they're kind of putting their hand through it and seeing the core just doesn't seem as strong. And they don't say anything. They're just looking at you, and then they're looking back at the core. And then, like, they're motioning for you to, like, they're motioning at your waist, where you keep your swords? Right? Where do you keep
I
your
keep
swords?
them on my
Are they
back.
across your back, or are they on your waist?
On my back.
They're on your back? They're motioning to your back, like, for you to turn around.
I turn around.
Okay, so, and they, like, the swords start to float out of the sheaths. And they start, like, all the weapons are floating in front of you, and on, like, at a horizontal line. And then you see that the swords start to disassemble, and the core color is different from the spirit bows. So they start taking the cores out, and they start mingling them together. It does not react very positively. And so, like, they're tilting their heads, and they're not quite sure. It's like, because some cores are black, like the sword's cores are black, and the bow is blue, and they're trying to mingle the energies together, but it's not working. So, and then one of them has an idea, and he just, like, He makes kind of a sandwich. Like, he gets the 2 black cores, and then puts the blue core in between, and he just pushes them together. Because they were just kind of throwing the cores at each other. Just, trying to make them touch each other, and trying to fuse that way, but it didn't work out. So they just sandwiched them, and it sticks. And then they just spin it, and then it stays that way. So now there's a light blue core in the center, and then there's the 2 black cores. So, and you see that it's starting to rotate. Now, question is, like, in your mind, are you trying to keep those 2 swords 2 swords? Or are you trying, like, are you thinking about that? Like, you know, you want to keep your weapons what they are, you don't want to change them. No, yes, maybe.
Rather not change them.
Okay, so you don't want to change them. So, like, you see that the metals start to meld together. Like, they start forming different objects. Like, the iterations keep changing. Like, they changed it into a bow that had blades on blades for the arms, that you could swing it like a blade. Other things, like, it was a crossbow design where it turned it into like an axe. But then it's just the weapons separated out to get, again, back to 2 swords and a bow. The only difference is that all their cores are unified.
Right.
And so, like, it's, like, instead of the core being the strange just of straight black and straight blue, now it has the weird stripe pattern, where it's a blue core, but it has a black line across it.
Hybrid core.
Yeah, so it's so they made a hybrid core. It was just experimentation, really. They didn't even think it would work, and if it didn't work, it probably would have blown up. But you know, these are curious spirits; they don't care. It's like they're dead. What are they gonna fear?
Everyone would have died.
It's like they're dead. What are they gonna fear? So that means your weapons
true.
went up a grade, which also means you can rename your bow.
Not gonna do that yet.
Okay, so... Well, actually, it does get renamed because of it's now a hybrid spirit bow, because it uses 2 core energies. Also means that now that you're level 5 bow, you can get another special. You can change out your special or modify a special you have. Doesn't that
What do
mean...
you mean by that?
Okay, so... Wait, what?
Wait, I'm not really with the specials of the weapons, so...
Okay. It's, specials are the things like the 2x target and the plus modifiers.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a special. So you have... How much is your modifier now? I think you go to like 2.1. That's
Yes.
as high. That's just like double damage plus 10%. And you do
Can I get
60
more
ballistics,
modifiers?
so that's... So you do like 126 damage now.
I want more modifier.
You want what?
Modifier,
You
more.
want more modifier? So how much did you get?
Always want more.
So you're... Let's see how much you can get increase. Roll a d3. That's just... You can get like up to double. So each time you add a new modifier.
Oh.
So d3. Let's see what happens.
0.5 now.
Okay, yep. So now it's now 2.3. Which means you do 138. So it's slowly creeping up.
And I'm not even at full ballistics yet.
Yep.
Or a full
You only have 20 points left, so...
Yeah, but still 5 levels to go on the bow,
So you do a crap ton of pierce slash... the combi damage, and then you do the... It's like straight hybrid weapon all around. Okay, so... And they also upgraded your swords to class 3,
Nice.
but that gives... that's not that much, it's just a 1.3 times the 30. Okay, so that's 39. It's not that much. It's like an extra 3 damage, but...
My weapons now both have ice and are
not yet.
unholy damage.
Only your bow is upgraded that far. Your swords are not.
No, but I mean unholy on the bow also or not?
No,
Because now it
you didn't
has
get
one
those
core.
modifiers. It just changed the core, so now your weapons work as one. Meaning, you can... Let's see, how does this work? Okay, so your weapons cores are now all unified. So in a way, you can call upon your weapons to do some fighting for you. Meaning, so like if you... But it's only a one-turn thing, because it takes some concentration to do. Think of it as you have one weapon in your hand, and then you can use the other weapon like a spirit weapon. So you can attack with a bow and a sword at the same time. You can strike more times, but it takes a lot of concentration, so you can't do it very often. So, does that alter... Yes, it does. So it alters your unique.
Why?
It did, no, you get it's added onto it. It's not.
Oh.
So the maximum things you can have on your unique are 4. You can't have more than that.
How much do I already have?
So you have the bypass defense and the never miss, and then you have to add the frost damage to extra, and now you have a summoned spirit weapon. So for 4 durations, you'll have either your swords or your bow will act independently, and will strike the things you strike.
That ought to be fun.
So, and this is because, they're spirit smiths. That's what they do. They imbue items with sentience. But it's linked to you, because the cores are linked to you, and you're linked to... So in a way, it's your weapons are linked to you, and you are linked to your weapons. Yeah, that's just their specialty. That's what they do.
All the more fun.
Yep.